everyone. You're watching Heard on the Street. PT Dayamitra Telekomunikasi, or Mitratel, is Telkom subsidiary which operates to provide telecommunications infrastructure. Mitratel started its telecommunications tower business in 2008 and has officially conducted its IPO in November 2021. And now it is proclaimed to be the largest tower company in terms of tower ownership in Southeast Asia. And in terms of business, Mitratel is also projected to end this year of 2023 with a solid performance. And to know more and to discuss more about this, we have with us today on Heard on the Street, the Chief Investment Officer of Mitratel, Hendra Purnama. Hello, Pak Hendra. How are you?
Good, thank you. Sarah, how are you?
I'm good as well, and thank you for being with us today on Heard on the Street. So, Pak Hendra, just to start off, can you please give us some updates regarding the tower industry?
Well, recently tower industry is changing from originally just leasing a space. Now we are providing like one-stop solution. So this is actually driven by the technology and also the demand from our customer. So 5G is actually the timing when we are transforming from just a tower business into a digital infraco. So with the 5G, then we can not only provide the space, but we also can provide the connection, which is fiber optic. That's become more and more critical for our customer. Also, the next thing is power as a service. And maybe in the near future, it's going to be the edge computing or open RAN.
And Pak Hendra, now we would like to dig more into the business performance of Mitratel because it is projected that this year it will be ended with a solid performance. But can you please tell us the latest achievements after the third quarter of 2023 itself?
Okay, so our performance in terms of revenue, we are growing close to 12% in terms of the revenue, and EBITDA also around close to 15%, and also the net income. Okay, so this is actually the combination between our organic and also our inorganic expansion. In terms of the number of tower, in third quarter, we have about 37,091 tower. And in terms of the fiber optic, we have more than 29,000 kilometers.
Okay, Pak Hendra, and we are now approaching the end of 2023. So what strategies are implemented to achieve the targets of the performance itself in financial year 2023?
Well, in terms of the inorganic, we are hoping that we're going to close another transaction in the fourth quarter. And for the organic part, we are still discuss with our customer for them to add more co-location or more build-to-suit. And for fiber optic, it's still one of the things that we are growing massively. So we're also expecting that another fiber optic will be finished and finalized and ready for operation by fourth quarter. So we are strongly believe by the end of 2023, we can meet our guidance, which is in terms of the revenue, minimum 11%, and EBITDA also 11% growth.
And Pak Hendra, you mentioned before that the company now owns over 3791 towers, as you mentioned before, the largest in Southeast Asia. And going forward, are there any plans to increase the numbers either through organic means or probably acquisitions?
Yes, for the organic, we are targeting a year is around 1,000 tower. That's a tower that we have built for our customer. And in terms of the inorganic, we are still seeing that there's some of the towers still belong to the mobile operator. So that's one of the target that we are going to pursue. And also there's some towers still belong to the tower company. So we are planning to consolidate the tower business in Indonesia. This is also the with the expectation from the industry itself, especially from our customer.
And Pak Hendra, Mitratel's results is always considered impressive. Can you please tell us more, especially the viewers I've heard on the street, how to balance this with Telkomsel's, especially which is also under a Telkom group, as we all know, competitiveness relative to the other mobile operators, for example, especially to Inex Java?
Okay, so in the past, Mitratel always committed to help mobile operator. In this case, Telkomsel is actually the one that building coverage all over Indonesia. So for many years, that's become our expertise. So until recently, when the other mobile operator also would like to expand outside Java, then Mitratel still have that edge, okay, that capability. And for the Telkomsel, we are still committed to help to grow together with them. But of course, Mitratel now is a listed company, so everything has to be arm's length basis. And in terms of the customer, we actually prioritize the same between Telkomsel and other customer. But we are still committed when Telkomsel wants to expand in the remote area, in the area that is quite isolated, either for the tower itself or the other infrastructure.
And I would like to know more, of course, about Mitratel's newly fiber optic business. Can you please give us some colors?
Okay, as I mentioned before, fiber optic become critical. Why is become critical? Because with the 5G, then the old technology, which is the microwave, will not be sufficient. So all of the mobile operator need to change from the microwave into a fiber optic connection. Those demand become increasingly continue until recently. So we are continue to fiberize all of our tower according to the demand and expectation from our customer.
Pak Hendra, regarding Mitratel itself, in the industry, what is the main competitive advantage that Mitratel has to offer?
Okay, as I mentioned before, for many years we always able to build the tower in the distance, in the remote isolated area. So this expertise is always in Mitratel, and this is the capability that we can bring for our customer. On top of that, we also, as I mentioned, we are also transferring into a digital infrastructure company. So we also transform internally, not only in terms of the product that we are provide to our customer, but internal, we also change the way we do business. So documentation is more paperless, information or marketing to our customer, not based on the tower that we own, but more like a consultation. So because this is the potential area that that is suitable, or there's a lot of profit for our customer, that's how we actually deliver our marketing to our customer. So everything in the Mitratel we actually transforming into a digital, then become our also the edge compared to other tower company in Indonesia.
Okay, digital transformation. Can you please elaborate more on going forward? What other digital transformation or what kind of digitalization that you wish to see?
Okay. In terms of the product, basically I already mentioned, like now is fiber optic and power as a service is one thing. But then in the future, with the demand of low latency, high bandwidth, then edge computing will be another phase for Mitratel. That's for the product for the customer. But internal, we also leveraging in terms of the IT, single database, and also artificial intelligence or mobile learning. That's something that we actually input into a Mitratel. So then when we are do our business, when we are marketing our product, then it's become something different. On top of that, we also not only focus on the MNO as our customer, but there's actually a potential of IoT. So IoT can be from the MNO itself, the mobile operator, or from the third party.
And speaking of transformation, Hendra, there is also this the subject of 5G, where there are many operators thinking of and also pursuing the development of 5G itself. Will there be any impact towards the business of Mitratel when the operators switch from 4G to 5G as a whole?
Yes, there's actually two ways to look at it. One, in terms of the tower, the 5G is basically have a shorter distance. So in terms of the number of tower is actually needed for the same area. So there's actually a potential business for that. And second, fiber optic. Without the fiber optic, 5G cannot work. So that's why the fiber optic also that's going to be increased. Then also the potential of edge computing, as I mentioned. And lastly, with the 5G, then there's an opportunity of open RAN, which is basically an active system that can be shared not only to one operator, but actually can be do more than one operator. with that Open RAN, then the same device can be shared with other operator. As a result, the efficiency in the industry will be much higher because they don't need to spend or every mobile operator to purchase the equipment, but then only one institution, independent, in this case Mitratel, provide the active equipment, then the other can just lease to Mitratel rather than purchase it by themselves.
Pak Hendra, there is one question that probably the audiences have heard on the street is dying to know as well. What is the reason itself that the share price of Mitratel is still lower than it first started out at the IPO?
I see. Okay. So for the management and all of the Mitratel, basically we are focused in maintaining our growth, our promise during the IPO, and also our guidance. Okay. So that's something that we always deliver. Okay. In terms of the pricing or valuation, I think it's not only impacted to Mitratel but also our company globally with the current macro condition. But then, in our view, the market itself is actually driven by the market, so we actually not be able to intervene with that. So we are hopefully with the better condition of the macroeconomy, either Indonesia or globally, then the valuation will increase by itself, as in line with the performance that we delivered all of this year.
Okay, Pak Hendra, and just to close this off, can you please give us one word to describe Mitratel from your point of view for the audiences?
Okay, so Mitratel.
One word.
One word.
Okay, one sentence.
Wow, this is a challenge, but I think one word will be digital.
Digital.
Digital. So,
and now if you'd like to say anything for another sentence, please do so.
oh yes, I guess one thing that when you see Mitratel, we bring digital and communication to all of Indonesia. So basically, we are covering the communication to all Indonesian.
Bring digital communication to all Indonesians. Thank you very much, Bapak Hendra Purnama, the Chief Investment Officer of Mitratel, for being with us on Heard on the Street.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you very much. And that's all for this edition of Heard on the Street. And don't forget to drop your thoughts and comments in the comment box below. And we hope to see you again on the next edition of the Heard on the Street. Bye-bye.